entire world of communication. Yeah, let's continue. We started with what is leadership, and I said earlier on last week, let me do a recap. Is doing excessively. You have to know what is that thing that is gingering Mr. A, and what is that thing that is making Mr. B dull, so that when you want to communicate, you don't
Leadership and Entrepreneurship with David O. David every Thursday 2:30 to 3 p.m. on Honor 103.5 FM.
Ever been in a position when you're always asking why, thinking that your tears will never dry? Every time that you glance at the sky, your mind's there, but you know you don't got the wings to fly.
I'm a dog off the leash. I'm back on my feet. Bon appetit, so you know it's time to eat. You know how it be when you really in the streets. Had a drop set me up, cause he couldn't pay the fee for that work. Try me, you get murked.
To you, this is Leadership and Entrepreneurship Show on 103.5 FM, Honor FM 103.5. How has been your day, and how has been the business throughout the week? And we thank God for the suspension of the strike of the labor unions, and I want to believe that with the new policies and promises of the new government, there has been some respite, some relief in the economy of our nation. And if you are joining us online, wherever you're watching from, you can connect with us on Facebook on 103.5 FM. Enjoy the music. Today you're going to be listening again on the aspect of empathy of a transformational leader and the components of empathy. We've started this for almost 2 weeks now, 2 to 3 weeks now. And friends, I just want you to understand this. It is not enough for you to have information. It is not enough for you to have information. Your ability to convert the information into usable functions is what matters a lot. You must understand that you have to convert this information into usable function. That, what do I mean? When you gather information, the right application of that information proves that you understand what you have been taught, what you've been hearing, and putting it to use is a proof of you having the understanding of what you have been taught. Informations fly all over, opportunities come all over. Ability to trap it and make use of it is what matters. Now, in an economy that has somersaulted already, that we are trying to get back to its right standing, and as a leader, as an entrepreneur, particularly in the private sector, you have to understand that your leadership crowns, your leadership antenna must be up. So much so that your team members will be able to see through with you. You would see that all what we have been teaching or training here is being exemplified by the present government. you would see that there is empathy, there is communication, there's clarity of vision, there is understanding. You will realize that with all this transformational charismatic display, you will realize that there are some respite. People don't just want to jump into the street and start protesting, and also because there is communication, there is understanding, there is empathy at display, and you could see the result by the reactions and the information that is coming out from the ruling government. You have to understand that leadership is key to every development, whether in economic growth or economic development. It all bulges down on what? On leadership. And even in governance, I said even in governance, in governance as well, in every sect of life, leadership is key, leadership is sacrosanct, leadership is germane. So we all need to understand that as we have projections, we should understand that the leadership skill we have or possess is what will help in achieving those goals. Because you are working with teams, you are working with people from different backgrounds, people with different emotional issues, people with different psychological perception and perspectives, which you have to harness together so that you can achieve the goal, and everybody begins to celebrate. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to get this straight and clear, that as a leader you need to understand all these intricacies. We have discussed the issue of inspiration, and if you are just joining us for the first time, I need to do a little recap today so that you know where we're coming from. You can just go to Honor FM 103.5 page on Facebook and get to 2-3 weeks and see on leadership and entrepreneurship. We've discussed about inspiration, how you inspire your team. How you inspire your team to get things done by giving them clear vision. How you get to let them know where you're coming from, where you're going, how you want to get things done. All those components have been discussed, and we've moved to the second part of empathy. Empathy as a component of a transformational leader, and the indices under empathy is what we have been discussing for over 2-3 weeks now. So today we are going to be looking at support. That was where I stopped last week. We're going to be looking at support, and we're going to look at conflict resolution before we move to the other points. I said, for you to really move, you have to be empathetic. And I think in one of my shows, I discussed what Richard Branson showed as empathy to one of his staffs when one of them was faced with the situation of tiredness. He had walked all through the night, and the passengers have boarded, and it was time for him to rest, but he was fast asleep. And fortunately and unfortunately to some, but fortunately Richard Branson walked in and he met the guy sleeping on a couch, tired. Then he said they should snap him. People thought the guy has lost his job, that he's gonna be fired. But the statement they had from Richard Branson was that this guy must have overworked himself. He's so tired. And he empathized with him. You know, these days, most of the leadership principles that we found are on this side of the continent is you are on the high horse, others are subjects. You can't achieve much like that. No, you've got to come down from your high horse. You've got to be part of them. You've got to be empathetic. You've got to put yourself in their shoes. You've got to see with their own eyes too. And that will help in whatever you're doing. That is very, very key. The more you can see through their eyes, the better for you to use it as a way to check what you're getting to achieve, and how what they are seeing will affect it positively or negatively. So I said there should be a support system. There should be a support system in any viable organization. There must be insurance for the team members. There must be health insurance. There must be pension. These things are not things that you have to negotiate. There must be pension plan. There must be pension plans. There must be health insurance, and there must be advances that they can assess, because human beings, human needs are insatiable, and for you to enjoy their maximum productivity, there must be an atmosphere that is conducive for them to produce. There must be a very good support system. Empathetic leaders provide emotional and practical support to their team members. They offer assistance, guidance, and the resources to help individuals overcome challenges, reach their full potential. That is it. You must make provisions available. Maybe you have a staff that is a graduate and is looking at going further in his or academics. You must come to a round table. It must be discussed, and the conditions for the guy to get to study will be stipulated, and if he abides, if he's in terms with it, then he goes ahead, and if he's not in terms with it, then you can always do one thing. You can always turn it down. That is it. But the right things need to be done. The structures need to be there. There should be a good support system. You must make available, you must make provision for their leave allowances. Let them see their workplace as a family house where they can hear their opinions constructively, where they can contribute to the advancement of the organization. Not that you alone, you say it and that's all. No. Ideas run in the minds of men. If you don't allow them to express, then the company is going down. Because if you don't know from their own perspective, because you are high up there, they are the ones that are on the street, like your marketers, people that does your research, feasibility study for you, people that does your branding. They go out, they look at your competitors, they know what it takes to run in the ecosystem of the industry that you are. So when you come to round table talks, they are free to hear their opinion as to this is what is obtainable, this is what we see, this is what we can project, this is how we think the economy, the industry is going, and this is how we can go a step ahead of them. But if you are not giving room for a good support system, everybody will try to fend for themselves. And as a balance, in the scripture, it says, to your strengths, to your tents, O ye Israel. Everybody moves to their tents. What do I mean by that? Everybody looks for means of survival outside the organization, and that means the organization is going down. Because there's nothing like company citizenship. Again, everyone wants to fend for themselves. But when there is a good structure, support system, everybody sees that, okay, we have a plan here. We are committed to this. There is a structure that supports our dream, our vision here. Then you see people giving in their best shot. You see people giving in the best they can so that the organization can move on. But if that is not done, I tell you, friends, people will look for means of survival elsewhere. And that will affect the market. It will affect your product in the market. It will affect the organization. I will see you again when I come back from the market. Thank you. Spending on the Monday.
On 103.5 FM.
The essence of interior design will always be about people and how they live. It is about the realities of what makes for an attractive, civilized, and meaningful home environment. This is our foremost concern at Mr. Johnson Furniture and Interior Decoration, and this is why we stay faithful to your own taste, because nothing you really like is ever out of style. Mr. Johnson Furniture and Interior Decoration. We specialize in importing and delivering quality royal beds, sofas, lights, and doors to every home across Nigeria. We are located inside Dogafat Filling Station in Lewura Junction, Akala Express, Ibadan. Call us up on 080-913-35706 or send a WhatsApp message to 090-445-30230. We don't just sell quality products. Our maintenance team is on standby to give free routine maintenance for a whole year after purchase. Mr. Johnson Furniture, our passion is to bring affordable luxury to every home and offices.
Ibadan, are you ready? Walk with Anna Season 1, where like-minded appreciate exercise shall be walking together for a 10-kilometer distance. Walk with Anna Season 1, a walk for one, a walk for all. Let's get together as we count down. For sponsorship and partnership, call 080-7777-4880. Walk with Anna Season 1, coming soon. Lego.
On 103.5 FM.
Welcome back. This is Leadership and Entrepreneurship with David on Honor 103.5 FM, and you can call in to our phone in the house is 07048001035, 07048001035, 07048001035. Thank you. And you can connect with us on Facebook, Honor 103.5 FM. You can connect with us on X, the former Twitter. You can connect with us on Threads, Honor 103.5. You can connect with us on Instagram. You can connect with us on subscribe to our YouTube page, Honor 103.5. Like I was saying, for a transformational leader, you must make sure that there is a better support structure for your organization, and that is very, very key. And lastly, today I'll be looking at conflict resolution. By the factor of you having different people from different background, different beliefs, different cultures, and different perception and perspectives of life, there is bound to be conflict in the organization. But your ability as a leader to treat issues and not personnel is key. Treating issues, as it were, and not the personality is very, very key. Listen to what I have written down. Leaders with empathy are skilled at resolving conflicts, addressing issues in a constructive manner. They consider multiple viewpoints and work towards solutions that is considered to be the well-being of all the parties involved. You know, some leaders, once they hear hearsay from somebody in the team, they start acting on it. You are killing your business. That's just the truth. And if you are saddled with the responsibility of leadership, and all you do is that you put your ears on ground to hear from somebody, to talk about somebody, about someone in the organization, and that is not to the progress of the organization, I tell you, you are the killer of the vision. Because you are bound to have different people with different perspectives, different perceptions, and different cultures, different beliefs. All you need from them is for them to work together to achieve the goal. In the course of working together to achieve the goals, there will be rift. There will be disagreements. But you should know that every one of them is working towards the achievement of the goal. Because as an inspirational leader or a transformational leader, you have given them a clear vision of the company. They know where you're going. So everybody is trying to get to the same road, but from different routes. So when you have conflict in an organization as a leader, I'm not saying as a CEO now, I'm saying even as the head of a department, even as a director, you must learn to check viewpoints of everyone and be objective. Because your major assignment is to see the goal of the organization achieved. You are not partisan. What you are particular about is, I must get the goal of the company achieved. As a leader in governance, your assignment is to see that the well-being and the security of the citizenry is guaranteed. So irrespective of whatever anybody says, whether it's from another party, even the individual in another party, the moment you are the leader now, that individual, you are subjected as a leader to protect that individual. That is leadership. That is leadership. You as a leader, you can't afford to be partisan. You just have to be objective and let the goal be in focus. Let it go, be in focus. I put it to everyone listening to me today that you should please go read about, I've forgotten the name of the former Prime Minister, President of Singapore. Just go listen to his speeches, listen to him, and you will realize that until we become an objective individual and that we refuse to be partisan, and the core of the assignment is our focal focus, we would always have conflicts that will not be resolved. So you must understand that you have to be focused on the goal, eyes on the goal. Every other things are secondary. Eyes on the goal. So when there are conflicts, you resolve them with the interest of the goal of the organization. Because things fall apart, the center cannot hold. The moment you are partisan, the moment you are known to be lopsided, then the system will not work. The system will not work. We've seen organizations where team members decided to see that the system does not run. Some went to put salt in the generator. Some went ahead to cut cables. I saw a video recently. Their IT man that knows all the data, because somebody came in as a new leader and he met the guy and he realized that the guy has all the information and he felt that the guy knows more than him and he doesn't want to have him around. So the guy said, no problem. And he went behind the system and he began to remove all his cables that he brought himself to keep the system running. And he said, why? He said, it's his own. It's not the company's own. There are things that the company bought, but because he sees himself as part of the organization, he added some things to make sure that the company runs. So at that point, he decided to move his things. Do you understand what I'm talking about? So leaders of today are leaders that are transformational. The 21st century leaders, the Gen Z's leaders are transformational and charismatic. They are people that looks at the ingenuity in people and bring them to fall. They are people that they express empathy physically, not only in words. They act it. These are the type of leaders that can move government forward. They can move organizations forward. They can move teams forward. Whether you are in a football team, you are in any sporting team, you need a transformational, charismatic leader in that ecosystem or atmosphere. And I want to strongly believe that from these few nuggets and the little discussions that we've had, something has dropped into our minds which we can run with for the rest of the week before we bring in another nugget next week. In the house that has worked with me, the people that have worked with me today is Smurfy, the guy on the console. Is a Rastafarian and is doing great. And I have Damilola Ayobami as my producer, and she's behind all the visual on Facebook. Thank you for being out there listening to us, and thank you for your feedbacks. Thank you, and I sign out now. Thank you.
More money, more money, more money, more power, more hate.
On 103.5 FM.